Hey everyone, welcome to the show. And this is Uche Philip Emoidi. On this episode of the show, I am going to be going through 10 reasons why you should invest in Ibeju Lekki wisely. And a lot has been said by so many people, and most times when you see stuff like this, people just tell you Dangote Refinery, free trade zone, there's no deep dive, there's no explanation, and there's sincerely other factors that are combined to why you should invest in Ibeju Lekki, and why lots of companies, lots of multi-billion-dollar industries are springing up in Ibeju Lekki. So that's what I'm going to be doing today on this episode of the show. So stay tuned. So Ibeju Lekki, once a formerly remote local government area in the Lagos suburbs, was once just as it was very rural. And from 2013, when Dangote announced that he was going to be starting his refinery there, so many things have happened. And shortly after that, or before that, the government had declared that that area was going to be a free zone, and they actually divided it into 4 quadrants, which the Dangote refinery sits on one of those quadrants, which is the southeast quadrant. And there are other quadrants. There's the southwest, there's the northwest, and there's the northeast. So all of these areas have come to be the free zone. And starting from Ibeju local government, way down before we go to Ekpe, these areas are called Ibeju Lekki. And so apart from the refinery, which is a $15 billion investment, apart from Lekki Free Trade Zone, which I just explained now, which is different zones, 4 different zones, and also the deep sea port. Why are people investing in Ibeju Lekki? Why should you invest in Ibeju Lekki, and why should you do so wisely? This is what we're going to be doing on the show. So first and foremost, the Dangote refinery, which is the major reason I think is the most expensive there, is the most expensive investment there in Ibeju Lekki. So it is purported to be able to refine 650,000 barrels of crude per day. And this is poised to meet both our local demand and also to be able to export to other countries. And why this is very important, and why this is going to change a lot of things where it concerns Ibeju Lekki, is the fact that this is very, very novel. This is the largest single train refinery, and as at sometime last year, Dangote had ramped up the workers that he had, one way, directly, indirectly involved in the logistics and the whole refinery process, to about 57,000 workers. And you can only start to think about what it's going to be by December, when it is slated to launch. So people always talk about the refinery, but it's actually a whole complex. And he's also going to have a petrochemical factory there, which is going to be making polyethylene, polypropylene, and that's going to account for at least 5% in savings of our FX, because some of these things that we import are now going to be produced locally for plastics and what have you. He also has a fertilizer factory in that same complex, and he's going to fertilizer. You know what fertilizer is used for. So that also about 5% as well will give us savings in FX, plus the refinery, that's going to go to like 40% in FX savings from our import fees, both freight fees, both buying refined crude. Right now with the whole Russia-Ukraine situation now, Nigeria has already suffered from about the time this was being filmed, Nigeria had suffered from adulterated petroleum products that were imported. And right now the government is saying the scarcity is going to last a while longer, because the whole stuff happening in the country, in the world between Russia and Ukraine is stalling our ships. So just imagine Nigeria has been making crude, has been producing crude for years, and yet this world crisis is stifling and affecting our energy needs. So this is going to serve in no small way. And also to mention that there is a $2.5 billion subsea pipeline project that is going to actually take gas from the Niger Delta to Lekki here to Lagos, and it is slated to have a capacity of 3 billion standard cubic feet per day, and Nigeria has about a 180 trillion cubic feet capacity in our reserve of gas, and most of this is just wasted. Most of this is flared to the environment, affecting the environment. But Dangote wants to tap into that market as well to serve both our local needs and also to feed his factory, to feed the fertilizer factory and all of the other domestic needs around that area that we call the Free Trade Zone / Ibeju Lekki. So this massive investment that's not just going to affect Lagos, but it's going to affect the whole of Nigeria. It's going to be slated at Ibeju Lekki. So I don't need to tell you how much it moves the needle in terms of development around that place, in terms of the kind of people, the commerce that's going to happen around there, the expatriates, the factories, the commercial activities around all those places. So that is going to impact, because the refinery is not just serving Lagos, it's serving the whole of Nigeria. And he has come out to say that they are also going to be relying on just 20%. They're going to be relying on cargo moving, just 20% of cargo moving by road. It's going to make use of the waterways as well to move to in and around the country to transport, because the National Association of Road Workers came and met him, and I think they have an understanding. So for those of you that are a bit concerned, I am concerned about the thoroughfare, because Dangote has not really proven to be somebody that has taken a lot of responsibility in the past, looking at his cement industry, but also coupled with the Green Line rail that's going to be there and the expansion. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. So that's Dangote Refinery, one of the reasons why you should invest in Ibeju Lekki. Then let's go to the other Lekki Free Trade zones. Most times we refer broadly to the Free Trade Zone as that place where we just see that welcome to the Free Trade Zone. But like I've explained, Dangote is a Free Trade Zone. Then we have other Free Trade zones. We have the one managed by Tolaram. So Tolaram went into a private-public partnership with the government, and Tolaram is actually the major investor, about $2 billion in the Lekki deep sea port, and it has about 5 kilometers of coastal line, like around the Atlantic, and also they have their Kellogg's factory, they have their power oil, they have so many other industries, and also they plan to have a residential area in that place. Also, the Nigerian and the China partnership, Nigeria-China, I think is the CWIL. They came into a partnership, and they're also building. There's the Longrich biomedical laboratory. There's a Longrich biomedical lab. There's the other one. There's the assembly plants where we're going to be assembling parts of vehicles, heavy moving vehicles, or the whole caboodle. So that is located at the southwest, just adjacent to Dangote Refinery Free Zone. And these places are already driving companies. I hear 50 plus companies are already registered, and they are here. And when it starts, this place is going to be very, very industrialized. And what does that mean? It means jobs, higher standard of living for people. It means people are looking for houses. It means, there's economic activity. And I even see the whole economic landscape shifting. If you think that Lekki is busy now, if you think that these other areas are busy, this place is going to be something else, because this is going to be at the heart of industrialization. And also bear in mind that this deep sea port is the deepest in Africa. I would even go ahead to say one of the largest in the world. And so the stress that we have right now at Apapa and Tinkan, it's going to be transferred here. And one thing about the free zone is that there is less, if not any, if not zero interference from people like they're still going to work with the Nigerian port authorities, but there is no interference, because a free trade zone is supposed to incentivize trade, it's supposed to incentivize economic activities. So you're not going to be having stuff like strike, you're not going to be having stuff like demurrage, or they are holding your goods and services, because even for the free zone enterprises that are located in these free zones, there are going to be zero import duties to them. They are going to have there's not going to be any VAT for stuff that they buy and they sell within the free zone. And so many more companies will actually come to the free zone and take advantage of this, because lots of companies suffer, lots of people suffer. 3 months they have their goods stuck at the wharf, they have their goods stuck at the port, it cannot be cleared. So the clearing and forwarding is just going to be so smooth and so much faster. So this deep sea port is going to actually become the main port. It's going to become the main port. It's going to handle so much more traffic, and it's going to handle so much more tonnage, so much more capacity of stuff coming into the country. And so this is going to be very, 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 very active. It's way deeper and has way more capacity than we've ever had. So this is very, very interesting, which is the deep sea port. This is the third reason. This is the deep sea port that's going to be at Ibeju Lekki. It's another reason why you should invest here, because this is very, 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 it's going to change the game. It's literally going to change the game. So that's the deep sea port. So let's go to the other free zone enterprises, the Alarocity. Alarocity is located at the northwest quadrant and is managed by one of the biggest African developers, which is the Rendezvous Company. And Alarocity is going to be a place for warehousing, mixed use, industrial use, but light industrial use. So we have companies already like Aerial Foods. So actually, when you see that red building, that's the factory of Aerial Foods. So they are like one of the first companies that came to Alarocity. We have Mantra Caterpillars, we have Heavy Machine Dealerships, we have Kenol, we have Rongas Alpha. So many companies. We have Tinubu Sons Media, Lucid Media, Promo Media, that are already in Alarocity, and so much more builds to come. So Alarocity is going to have about 150 hectares of open spaces, parks. You even have the first city by Universal Homes, which is going to be about 547 apartments, mostly 2 bedrooms, but can be increased to 4 and 3 bedrooms. They are Alarocity. So in another video I'm going to do, I was thinking about why Ekpe, what is making Ekpe, because Ekpe has been built up for a very long time, like the past 4 years before the last governor left. But why is it that Ekpe is now becoming so much of what it is now, and there's so much hype? That's because of what is going to happen in Alarocity. Alarocity is the one that is really driving, to the large extent, driving the investment and driving the development of Ekpe right now. Alarocity actually is the only free zone that is along the Lekki-epe corridor. So that's just so massive for Ibeju Lekki as a whole, and is contributing to the development and like the profitability and the value of both real estate and businesses, the commerce and industrialization there. So that's the fourth one, I think. Alarocity is going to knock your socks off. That place, when it's fully built, and the companies are still trooping in, companies are still coming, even private developers are coming to take advantage of it. And that's the next person I'm going to be talking about. After this Universal Homes that came and they are building this, we're going to be talking about Talent City. The Talent City is being driven by a venture capital called Future Africa, which is owned or was started by Iyin Aboyeji, and Iyin is was the person pretty much that drove the investments that we have. Two tech unicorns in Nigeria. We have Andela, which is over $1 billion, and then we have Flutterwave, which recently declared that they are valued over $3 billion. So he has, by way of both investment and also, relationships and building, has built two unicorns that worth over $4 billion, and now he is going into Talent City. Recently, they purchased about 13,000 square meters of land in Alarocity, and they actually intend to build charter cities, a chain of charter cities in Africa, and this is the first of them. This is going to draw tech and IT talents from all over the world, and because it's a free zone, it's going to attract people that can easily process their startup registration and be domiciled there. De-dollarization policies aren't going to affect people that live there. There are no expat quotas. You can bring as many expats to work in your company. You have 100% repatriation of funds. These are most of the benefits of the free zone, as empowered by the NEPSA, that's the National Export Policy Zone Authority. I don't know, the P probably forgot. Yeah, so NEPSA there. Yeah, so this Talent City is just going to be so 20 phone booth, 24-hour lights. It's going to have parks for recreation. You get to meet people, and these are the kind of the people that are going to attract. So it's going to be really, really massive. This is the sixth reason for why Ibeju Lekki is going to be something else. People are investing so much, billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in Ibeju Lekki, and so you should not be left out. So next to that is the dual carriage 6-lane road, which is going to be from Ekpe T Junction to Eleko Junction. So all the way from Eleko Junction, which is starting from, to Ekpe T Junction. They're expanding that road, and somebody recently called me. Where should she buy land? Should she buy there from Eleko Junction or further down? I said that place is very good because anywhere you buy from there down is good, because that road is going to be expanded, and in fact there's going to be a dedicated line for heavy moving vehicles, so it doesn't affect the other cars that are moving, the other less heavy vehicles. So there's no thoroughfare, just like you have a BRT lane right now. And also there's even a space for the Green Line rail, which is going to pass through that Lekki-epe expressway. So this is another massive infrastructural development. They've done already 3 kilometers, I think. They've done lots of clearing, and it's going to be so massive. Another reason why you should invest in Ibeju Lekki. So I think that's my 7th point now, on why you should invest in Ibeju Lekki. That's my 7th point. And okay, the 8th point is Ekpe. Ekpe literally is sharing border with Ibeju Lekki. When you leave Ibeju Lekki, you've entered into Ekpe. And Ekpe right now has, over the past year, hundreds and hundreds of estates come there, and the infrastructural development is in Ekpe. Let's start from the roads. It's so. I feel Ambode focuses attention because obviously Ambode is from there. Even the current deputy governor is from there, and Ekpe has. In fact, when you go to Ekpe, the places that are not yet developed, you would not even move for very long before you join a major link to a major road that is very, very good, and places are just estates are springing up. also the Ijebu road that leads into Ekpe and comes down to Ibeju Lekki through into Lagos, the main Lagos. It's already been done, and this is just so massive. Another massive investment destination, which is Ekpe, borders Ibeju Lekki. So that's even another reason why you should invest in Ibeju Lekki. And I did a video again. This is the ninth reason about sponsorship opportunities in Ibeju Lekki. Families literally want to take advantage of what's happening, but they don't have the fund. They're not liquid enough. You can actually partner with them right now, Ibeju Lekki, Ekpe, and take advantage and get plots, tens and hundreds of plots for cheap. That's happening right now in Ibeju Lekki. And then finally, another reason why you should invest, or not necessarily another reason, but kind of like a disclaimer, a realtor, which I would probably not link it, but I appreciate, I can't remember his name. He did a video of 10 places you should not invest in Ibeju Lekki. There is so much scam in Ibeju Lekki. So much people, so many families are selling land that they don't even have the power over multiple times. I read today by a lady that was talking about I think around TBS, a government parastatal, that land grabbers are selling already gazetted land to multiple people, and that you can actually go to their office to confirm, or go to the registry at Alarocity to confirm. But people don't know this. Places like Shoroko, Origoringon, there are many villages in the Ekpe, in Ibeju Lekki axis, that they have contention over them, because when the government came and declared Ibeju Lekki an urban area, they took a lot of land and they compensated the family, and then they also did an MOU. About 12 families came together. There was a memorandum of understanding, and in that memorandum of understanding, they compensated them with other plots. But that plot, all those plots that were compensated and given CFO, was under the name of Lekki Coastal Settlement. So just as it always used to be, families will detach from it and start selling their lands individually. And they will tell you that they have CFO, is their ancestral land, they went to court, that court order has this thing. But to a large extent, most of these lands that they are selling to you, they have issues. They have very, very, very big issues. Any clean land you're supposed to be getting in Ibeju Lekki has to be a CFO, and you have to go to the place, to the registry, to confirm that nothing is up. So if you're buying shady titles, or you're thinking that you're getting cheap deals, I sometimes I look at the portfolio of some of the brokers that we work with, and I realize that I just feel sorry for the people because even companies that we will say are trusted, I can see that they have land in some of these areas, and I'm like, what's going on? So be careful. If you must buy, make sure it is not cheap and it has a CFO, and then you confirm that. Or then, to save yourself all of this stress, most of realtors don't talk about it, but you can actually really buy land in the free zone, like in the free trade zone. Starting from like $50,000, you can get land in the free trade zone. And if you even register as a free zone enterprise, you can gain from all of the no VAT, no withholding tax on dividends, zero tax on corporate income. You have no expatriate quotas. You have so many benefits of just buying land. It's a clean titled CFO land instead of buying. Or you can leave the Dangote axis, the Dangote Refinery free zone axis, and then go to the other area, which is the Lekki-epe. Those lands are less, they have less issues from Eleko Junction down to Ekpe. Those lands have less issues. But to say you want to buy land directly close to that free trade, the free trade zone, and Dangote, those ones that are side by side, that place is not, I'm not even going to recommend it. It's close to the road. I'm not going to recommend it. And I'm going to be ending with this last point why you should invest in Ibeju Lekki. So the Lekki Coastal Road. There's a Lekki Coastal Road. People are saying it's supposed to be 8 lanes. People are saying it's supposed to be 10 lanes. From the Dangote Refinery down to the VI. Some people say it even goes down to even on the state. So there's going to be a very, very massive road. And several times the government has demolished structures, illegal structures along that line, but there's a plan for that. But somebody else has even done a video why you should not even buy land close to the road in that area. So there's a plan for that. So that is even going to open that place, reduce the thoroughfare, and make that place even more commercial for trucks, for heavy moving vehicles. So probably you can even do another dedicated rail track. So these and more are the reasons why you should invest in Ibeju Lekki. So if you have not started, or if you want to beef up your investment, or if you want to find out more questions and stuff you should avoid, contact us to get started on your journey today. So thank you so very much for listening. Kindly comment if anything caught your eye, or if you want to contribute. If you want more information, kindly contact us, kindly share this video, and I will see you on the very, very next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.